This OFW month, we pay tribute to our modern-day heroes and their sacrificial journey to give their families a better life, but at the expense of leaving them behind. A strong pillar of the economy, but severely battered by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Parehas na tayo walang trabaho.
Ang bigat po sa pakiramdam yung gano'n.
As the global recession forces millions of Filipinos out of work, we take a closer look at options for our hurting heroes. Despite the hardship, Filipinos overseas keep on sending money to their families back home. How is the first state-run digital-only bank in the country serving our kababayans worldwide? And inspiring stories in a year of challenges. Two former OFWs find their fortune in real estate and now empower fellow Filipinos struggling in other countries. Starting a revolution of overseas Filipino winners in our C-Suite vision. The huge contribution of OFWs to our economy comes at a price. The time they're away from family is something that money can't buy. And now the pandemic has also hit them hard and forced them to come back to begin life again at home. Let's explore job and livelihood opportunities available for our hurting heroes in an exchange with OWWA Administrator Hans Cacdac. Administrator, thank you so much for joining us on the program. Libo-libong mga OFWs na ang na-repatriate sa bansa. Ilan na pong OFWs na itulong ng abot kamay ang pagtulong program sa mga nawala ng trabaho dahil sa pandemya?
My warmest greetings to you, Sir Rico, and to your televiewers. Sa ngayon po, as of today, mga 360,000 na po ang natulungan ng OWWA at ng interagency effort as mandated by President Duterte, DFA, DOTR, DOH, DILG, DND, AFP, PNP, all together to do everything that we can for the safe and smooth return or transition home of our dear OFW. So it's 360,000 at the beginning of today.
Marami na po yan, 360,000, Sir Hans. May tanong po si Noel Tolentino, isang crane operator sa Africa. Ang tanong niya po ay hindi po siya nakakatanggap ng tulong sa gobyerno. Let's listen to him.
Paano makakahingi ng tulong o ayuda galing sa gobyerno ang isang OFW na katulad ko?
So saan po pupunta, Administrator, si Noel para mabigyan ng ayuda?
Okay, sisimulan ko sa tulong na ibinibigay na natin. Unang-una, the most visible form of help, food, transport, accommodation assistance by the OWWA, OWWA, and the interagency effort under IATF that I just mentioned. We serve around 8 to 10,000 OFWs every day. Those arriving in NAIA, those staying in hotel quarantine facilities while awaiting swab test results, mandatory swab test results, and those transported to their home regions. Second, yung ating financial assistance. That is a program initiated by Secretary Bello, yung 10,000 pesos financial assistance for returning displaced OFWs. Then we have two other social benefit measures, yung scholarship, yung collegiate level financial aid for dependents of displaced OFWs, and lastly, livelihood, yung individual and group livelihood grants. Yung individual ay 20,000 peso micro grant, and yung group livelihood is 100,000 peso to 1 million peso livelihood grant. And the short answer to the question is, nasa OWWA.gov.ph po ang requirements and processes para malaman natin. It will be online, electronically governed process of evaluation, approval, and release of the funds. Hindi ko kailangan magtungo sa any OWWA office. Dahil sa panahon ng pandemya, we want to lessen human contact as much as we can. So, OWWA.gov.ph, puntahan lang po ang ating website to know about the processes and requirements. It's a purely online process and system.
So wala po itong bureaucracy, wala po itong red tape kasi sinasabi ng marami nating mga kababayan na OFW pag humingi sila ng mga ayuda, masyado matagal ang proseso.
Well, it's to the tune of 360,000 so far who have received the financial assistance benefit. Alam po nila na wala hong proseso na matindi o burdensome. Simpleng proof of return, which is basically the passport, and yun hong undertaking lang, salaysay lang ng kanilang permanent or temporary displacement due to the COVID crisis. That's all it takes. And as I said, it's an online process. 360,000 na ho ang nabiyayaan nitong financial assistance package natin. And yun namang scholarship at livelihood, we just rolled this out about a month ago. So ongoing din po ang ating evaluation and approvals dito.
So, Sir Hans, si Manny Macato, nawalan na ng trabaho bilang isang seafarer. Ngayon, nagbebenta siya ng mga t-shirts online. Meron po siyang tanong.
Bigat po sa pakiramdam yung gano'n. Yung nakasanayan mo nang gawin, biglang huminto yung buhay mo dahil sa ganitong nangyayari sa buhay natin.
Ayan po, huminto yung kanyang buhay. Ngayon bumalik siya dito sa Pilipinas. Gusto pong malaman ni Manny, Sir Hans, kung magkakaroon pa ng redeployment ng mga seafarers at ano po pa ang mga job opportunities ngayong available sa ibang bansa for OFWs.
Yes, seafaring or the sea-based sector is one industry that we know for sure na kailangan pa rin talaga sila ng kanilang mga ship owners, yung mga global seafarers natin. As you know, 30%, could even be 40% of seafarers around the world are Filipinos. In Japan, 75% of seafarers manning Japanese international vessels are Filipinos. So, in demand pa ho, yung pandemya naman ay hindi nagresulta ng lamat o pagkasira ng relasyon o ugnayan between the ship owner and the seafarer. Talagang yung pandemya lang ang kumbagay pumutol o nag-temporary displacement sa kanila. So meaning, talagang hinihintay lang ng ang mga ship owners, yung mga cruise ship operators, hinihintay lamang. In fact, meron ng mga nagsimula. Meron ng mga nanunumbalik sa kanilang mga commercial vessels, merchant vessels, and cruise ships. So dahan-dahan na pong nanunumbalik. And if I may just point out, si Sir na merong t-shirt business, pwede rin ho nating tulungan doon sa mga livelihood programs na binanggit ko. Lalo na yung individual at yung group livelihood programs natin. So magtungo lang po sa OWWA.gov.ph.
Sir Hans, what about other job opportunities for overseas Filipino workers who lost their jobs overseas and now are back in the Philippines and want to be redeployed? Which countries in Asia or around the world are there job opportunities and in which sectors?
Well, nabanggit ho ni Secretary Bello sa isang recent interviews na nagsisikap ang Department of Labor and POEA na magbukas ng mga bagong merkado. Eastern Europe, for instance, I was witness to the visits of ambassadors to sa DOLE. Alaw yung mga ambassadors ng some Eastern European countries such as Romania and Czechoslovakia and Czech Republic, who are interested in hiring Filipinos, who are opening up their markets to Filipinos because they realize the quality of Filipino workers, the global of Filipino workers. So, meron hong mga markets na nagbubukas. Of course, the Middle East, we're glad to note that the pandemic situation there, the pandemic recovery or pandemic efforts to fight the pandemic are making headway. Saudi, for instance, is improving. And so is UAE and Kuwait. So when that happens in the coming months, and we know that the vaccine is coming in, we know that the global labor market will open up, will improve, and that includes a very robust employment climate for our OFWs.
Thank you so much for this insightful exchange for job opportunities for OFWs, OWWA Administrator Hans Cacdac.